It's been about 9 months since I last traveled on a Flixbus. I didn't expect to be on a green bus again so soon. However, it was a convenient option for our last trip and I wanted to explore the topic of long distance buses once more, especially since there was a debate about it in Germany a few months ago. But more on that later. Let's get to the actual trip. It's a Sunday in mid-April in sunny Hamburg, northern Germany. We've just returned from our wonderful trip on Lufthansa's Airbus A350 test flight. Be sure to check out the video, it was a great experience. Now it's time to head back home. Today we'll only be traveling on a short distance with Flixbus, but it's one of the few routes where Flixbus can actually compete with Deutsche Bahn, both in terms of price and time. Theoretically, the journey from Hamburg to Hannover takes only 2 hours and costs 11 euros. The ICE, on the other hand, takes 1 hour and 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the number of stops. It's only a few minutes walk from Hamburg's main train station to the bus station. Unfortunately, it feels like the area around the station is getting worse each year. Many drug addicts, lots of trash and homelessness, but also a heavy police presence. However, this might just be my personal bad luck. I'm usually in Hamburg only once or twice a year. The bus station itself is in a good condition. There are several shops and restaurants, and it's clean too. Maybe a few more seating options could be added, but overall everything is fine. We arrived a bit early and spent our waiting time at McDonald's. Then, the moment finally arrived. Our bus had arrived. We'll now board this beautiful double-decker on line 73.
Mann! Ah, wir können doch auf der Bank bei Dresden aufpassen. Hi. Moin. Dankeschön.
So, du zuerst. Volles Lotte. Volles Haus. Oh Gott, oh Gott. Da kommen Erinnerungen hoch. Paris.
The bus just came from Copenhagen and will end in Leverkusen after a few stops in North Rhine-Westphalia. Of course, someone is sitting in our seat. As usual, we have reserved the panoramic seats on the upper deck. After the lady occupying our seats removed all her belongings except for a cup of nutshells, we set off pretty much on time, heading south. Unfortunately, the bus itself is not in a great condition. The windshield has a crack, the seats are quite stained, and surprisingly, the Wi-Fi didn't really work. The login screen appears, but then nothing happens. Shortly after leaving Hamburg, we got stuck in our first traffic jam. Not surprising on a sunny Sunday afternoon, but we got through it relatively quickly and enjoyed the sunny view. Now that we are in the middle of a trip, it's a good time to subscribe to the channel. There will be more exciting trip reports coming up. Among others, we'll be testing the new Nightjet mini cabins. If you don't want to miss that, subscribe and activate the bell. But now a serious word. At the end of March, there was a terrible accident between Berlin and Leipzig. I want to express my deepest condolences to the injured and the families of the deceased. As horrible as this is, it has unfortunately sparked another debate. I can see it in the number of views and some shocking comments on my night bus video. Is Flixbus safe? Can you travel with Flixbus with peace of mind? My clear opinion: yes, absolutely. As terrible as this accident is, we need to keep in mind how likely such accidents actually are. Considering the kilometers traveled, cars are still the undisputable #1 in fatal accidents. Yes, even train travel is more dangerous than long-distance bus travel in Germany. Of course, there are also bad apples in the industry. I don't want to deny that. There are drivers and operators who don't get proper rest breaks. Sometimes loading luggage is counted as a break. But we see this with all kinds of drivers, not just the long-distance bus market, but also with trucks. Demonizing one company is simply the wrong approach. But let's move on to something more pleasant. At the end of 23, I posted a short video of a Flix train ride and won free rides with Flix as a thank you. Naturally, I want to do something special with them. The wildest idea would be to cross the United States from east to west, from New York to Los Angeles. However, that's a massive journey of over 72 hours. My question, would you watch that? Feel free to answer in the comments. I'd be very happy to hear your thoughts. And with that, this video is almost over. My conclusion: on short routes, Flixbus can definitely compete with the train, especially price-wise. Unfortunately, this trip, or rather this bus, was in a rather rundown state, but for a 2-hour ride it was acceptable. We arrived at the Hannover bus station on time, met up with family, and were soon back home after more than 30 hours of traveling by train, plane and Flixbus. I had a great time once again. I'm glad you stuck around until the end. Hope to see you again soon. Yours, René.